You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're not hesitating because you don't know what it is that you're talking about. You're not pausing right before you launch because there's something wrong with you. You're not afraid of more visibility. You're not afraid of being seen. You're not afraid of creating greater income. You're not afraid of creating greater impact. You want all these things. That's true, yes. What you are afraid of is losing the identity that has kept you safe all of these years. All of these times when you were tired, when you were scared, when you were hiding under the bed, worried and afraid of the world out there, what it might do to you, what might happen if they really saw you, if the world really saw you, what would happen to you? That's the identity that you're protecting. So it's not self-sabotage. It's really self-preservation. It's preservation of a self that was formed a long time ago at an early age when there was tremendous terror and impact in the body, when there were sensitizing events that affected you deeply, that held you back. It kept you from an expression that you perceived was dangerous. And in holding yourself back from that expression that you perceived was dangerous, you created an identity that said, anytime I start to be seen and visible at an even higher level, I might be destroyed. I might be harmed. I might be found out. Or worse. This is the identity that many people are operating under. An identity that kept them safe for years and years. My name is Christian Raphael. I'm a medical support clinical hypnotherapist. For over a decade, I've worked with peak performing women entrepreneurs at the intersection of subconscious mind reprogramming, identity architecture, and nervous system regulation. So when we can construct an identity, it's powerful, poised, and potent, and we can deliver that into the subconscious mind and learn to regulate our nervous system, we then start to feel more like ourselves, a version of ourselves that we forgot, a version of ourselves that was present long before we were telling ourselves to hide, a version of ourselves that had wonder, the version of ourselves that had the wonder of a butterfly, a version of ourselves that remembers that last day of school before summer vacation, when freedom was present. That version of ourselves that remembers the first rickety spin on a two-wheeler, that remembers how to laugh, that remembers how to dream, when anything was possible just because we had the imagination. A part of us that remembers the truth of who we are, a precious soul, able to do whatever we put our minds to. So I'd say it this way, you're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of releasing an identity that got you to where you are now. So if this is ringing true for you, then this channel is for you. So like and subscribe for continuous information on identity reclamation, becoming a better version of yourself, and true stories of how to hasten the revelation of the truth of who you are. Because there's only one person that can reveal the truth of who you are, and that is you. But imagine being out in the middle of the ocean in a boat without a compass, without a way to navigate. And the waves all around you are huge. And you do not have a consistent view of the horizon line because it just keeps going up and down and back and forth. And after a while, you start to get lost and disoriented and even feel sick. And the one thing that is consistent is the smell of that ocean. The smell of that ocean is something you get used to. And that smell of that ocean that you associate with being lost in the middle of nowhere, that smell starts to become your friend because it's familiar. Is this making sense? Are you letting that sink into your body? Are you connecting with this story? Are you connecting with this awareness? We will regulate to something that seems normalized over time because we've taken it. We've allowed ourselves to experience something over and over again. We've kept ourselves in an environment that was predictable. And that created an imprint in our subconscious mind, and that imprint in the subconscious mind has become our friend, it's become our identity, it's become familiar. But yet there's still part of you that's asking, isn't there more in life? Isn't there more that I can do? Isn't there more that I can be? I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to become a coach. I'm going to help other people overcome these challenges that I've overcome. And we get on the road to doing that. We hire a coach. We do another program. We get all fired up, all excited, and go, 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 go. Then we get to the end, and it's like, oh, I'm at the edge again. I'm about to step through. I'm about to break through. And this feels uncomfortable. And all of a sudden, boom, we're back under the bed. Hiding. And it's because we have not dealt with the original issue or issues that we remember in our mind, but they're still in the nervous system, operating, giving us the fuel to create a predictable outcome. Oftentimes people say, well, you've got to regress back to the past. One of the ways that I look at that is it's not necessarily about regression. I mean, that's a label. To me, it's more about deciding to recapture the self by remembering, reminding ourselves, putting back in the mind, reminding ourselves of a time and place that was incredibly difficult. And in the remembrance, we get to refine the meaning. And in refining the meaning, we then get to rewrite the meaning. And in the rewriting of that story, we get to reclaim a version of ourselves that's powerful, potent, and mighty. That's infinite possibility. And as that occurs, I tell you, there's tremendous gratitude for all the people, places, and things along the way that contributed to why we were, as a metaphor, hiding under the bed. And in that moment, you become free. And so the hesitation, the worry, the doubt, the fear, when that comes up, because it's never going to fully go away, it's always going to be there. when that comes up, it's a call to action. It's an anchor. It's an anchor to move forward. That friction becomes a freedom switch. That friction becomes a freedom switch, a way to switch in that moment to a more free version of ourselves. We change the meaning of that event. Because it's not the story that matters most. What most matters is the meaning we give that story. And it's not to say those horrible things didn't happen. It's not to say that there wasn't tragedy. It's not to say that there wasn't abuse. It's not to say that there weren't things that were done that were unspeakable. It's not diminishing any of that. It's just saying, well, these things happened. Now nobody's going to come and save me. It's up to me as an adult to make sense of these situations and circumstances, put them into a context where I can then revisit them, refine the meaning, rewrite the meaning, and reclaim myself. That's what identity architecture is about. Because on the other side of our old story is our true beginning. Let me say that again. On the other side of our old story is our true beginning. And that old story has legs. It's carried us for years. And are you willing to give up what has carried you for years in order to have your new beginning? If you're still starting and stalling, if you're still getting the edge, turning around, coming back, if you're still getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready, and I'll do it next time, you haven't suffered enough. Sorry, you just haven't suffered enough. And again, not discounting the things that may have happened to you. I'm just coming at you straight. If you're not where you desire to be in life, which is actually what you deserve, if you're not where you deserve to be in life, which you're imagining in your awareness, if you imagine it in your awareness, you deserve to have it. You're deserving. So if you're not there, it's because the old identity is keeping you under the bed. So it's not about busting through, breaking through, gritting it out, toughing it out. It's about making the decision, decide to cut away that which no longer serves you, and allowing that old identity to continue doing what it's doing. And when it knocks, knock, 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 old identity, come on out and play. You say, I'm not home. I'm doing something else. Because the truth of who you are. So on the other side of that old identity that got you here, don't you believe it's time to make new friends? Make your old ceiling your new floor? Play at a higher level? This is where identity transformation comes in. This is where identity architecture comes in. How do you build that foundational structure to support a more powerful version of yourself? So if this is resonating with you, like and subscribe for continued videos on this subject. Until next time, it's Christian Raphael signing off. Be kind, be well, be a blessing.